guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl if you're new here, and today I'm here to bring you a fairly casual video. Like, I wanted to film today, but I didn't feel like doing the whole, like, you know, makeup and, like, getting ready. I'm lazy, if you can't tell. And, so I decided just fuck it. I'm gonna be myself. I'm literally in my Harry Potter pajama pants. I don't know if you can even see that or if I'm just wildly swinging my leg for no reason. That hurt my hip. But we're just gonna be casual and barefaced. Let's do this. And if you can't tell by the title of this video, today I'm gonna talk about the books that I hope to read by the end of the year, or I guess it's or I guess it's also just a December TBR. Aren't they really just one and the same by this point? Anyway, I've seen this video floating around on BookTube for a while now. They're pretty popular because it's just talking about the books that we hope to get to by the end of this year. The books I hope to get to in December, because God, there's only 1 month left of this year. Where did it go? Alright, so these are in no particular order. They're just really in the order that they are next to me. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Anyway, the first book I hope to read by the end of this year is a short story collection type thing, and it is The Last Wish by I meant to look up how to pronounce his name before I started this video, but obviously I didn't. I know Sapkowski, I think. Sapkowski, something like that is his last name. His first name I cannot hope to pronounce. But anyway, this book series is the book series, obviously, that inspired the games, the Witcher games. I have been playing Witcher 3 and just, oh my god, it's so good. It's like the best, maybe, game I have ever played. Certainly one of the best. So I picked up, or rather my husband bought me the original trilogy, which starts with Blood of Elves, and I read that, and it was alright. It was not what I was expecting. However, like, chronologically, this book is first, The Last Wishes, and it's like just a collection of short stories, whereas Blood of Elves is like the first book in the original trilogy that's like an actual full-length novel. But I look forward to picking this up, especially because my issue with the Blood of Elves was the pacing, and so I'm hoping that, given that these are a bunch of short snippets, that this will be much more fast-paced and exciting. And if you don't really know anything about this series, it is a fantasy series that takes place in a completely made-up world that follows, for the most part, it follows Geralt of Rivia. He is a witcher, which means that he is trained and mutated literally from being a human to something kind of other, not supernatural really, not otherworldly, but just not human, in order to fight monsters, because this world is populated by all sorts of nasty creatures, and witchers are, like I said, trained from a very young age and are able to deal with and fight these monsters, and they do it for money, so it is their profession. They're kind of looked down on for that reason, and it's a really interesting conundrum, and it reminds me a lot of the Wordstone Chronicle series with the spook. Because the spook is much in the same, just minus the mutations, in that they fight things that go bump in the dark, but the townspeople don't really like them for that reason. So I'm looking forward to picking this one up. I really love these characters. I fell in love with them in the video game, which I had not played the previous two. I only played Witcher 3, but there was enough backstory that I learned to love these characters, and I'm hoping this kind of fills in the gap for the other two games that I did not play. So yeah, that is a long-winded explanation as to why I'm excited about this book. So the next one I hope to get to is one that will actually finish a series for me, and let me just, if I do this, I'm going to be so proud of myself, because I leave so many series just hanging. And I start more series, and I have such a bad habit of not finishing series. And this is The Serpents Shadow by Rick Riordan. This is the third book in his Kane Chronicles, which is like the least talked about of his series here on BookTube. Basically, this one follows the Egyptian mythology. All of his series tend to follow one type of mythology: Norse mythology, Greek mythology, etc. This is his Egyptian mythology series, and I love it. It's not like the most unique story or the most unique characters, but I really love Egyptian mythology, and I'm very curious to see how the story wraps up, because it has been very chaotic in the last two novels as shit just hits the fan. So I'm looking forward to it. This cover's also just absolutely beautiful, and it's like got that weird like buttery texture. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you think I'm crazy. But yes, I'm looking forward to picking this up, because I'm also looking forward to finishing a series, because I haven't finished the Percy Jackson series, which you would think I'd read that before I would read this, but no, you'd be wrong. So this next one, I'm actually currently reading, sort of. I'm reading quite a few books right now, which is probably a bad idea because I just got out of a reading slump. But this is Darwin's Ghost by Steve Jones. If you watched the books that I predict to be 5 stars on my TBR video, you would have seen this book already. I'm about 20-something pages into it, and it's good. I'm enjoying it a lot so far, but like many nonfictions, it is quite dry and scientific. It is not like edge of your seat, fascinating, interesting, keep you gripped. So I'm reading this kind of like a little bit at a time, a few pages before bed. So I'm taking my time with it because, like I said, I just got out of a huge reading slump, and I fear that if I just dive headfirst into this book, which it's not very long, but that if I dive headfirst into it and don't allow myself to read anything else, that I'm going to just be like, nah, and just end up not reading. So, like I said, I'm taking this a little bit at a time. I'm enjoying what I read so far. I'm learning a lot about things. Like, did you know that a deer is more closely related to a whale than a pig? I didn't, but now I do. So, yes, I hope to pick this one up. I hope to finish this one, and I hope that it's a 5-star like I predicted. Also mentioned in the previous video, the 5-star TBR predictions, was this hunkin' of a book. Hunker of a book. Hunkin'. What the fuck am I trying to say? I'm only intending to read the first one before the end of the year, which is Homeland. It is only about 300 pages. The text isn't terribly small, and the pages aren't super thin. So it's not super big. I'm looking forward to it, especially because most fantasy novels are not this small. Y'all know I love fantasy, but I also have a hard time getting motivated to read, 900-page books. I mentioned kind of previously what it was about. It's just a D&D based series. I think this is like what D&D doesn't really have a canon from what I know, because you create your own game basically as you play, but I think this establishes some sort of canon for the series, or it is just based in the same original world, or maybe I should just read the book to find out. But I'm looking forward to picking this one up. I hope to pick it up by the end of this year, and I hope that it is also a 5-star read. Obviously, I hope every book I read is a 5-star read, but y'all know that doesn't happen. So let's get into the last two, which are books that I know for a fact I'm going to enjoy. The first one being The Half-Blood Prince. I hope to read The Half-Blood Prince. I've been rereading the series throughout the year, a book here, a book there, and this is the next one for me to pick up, and this, I don't think I've ever reread. I read the entire series in high school for the first time, but I don't think I've ever reread this one since reading the series originally. I've reread the first few a couple times each, as I just decide to reread the series and then drop off. But this will be my first time revisiting it. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of crazy shit happens in this book. So, yeah. Like I said, what can you say? It's Harry Potter. I'm gonna enjoy it. Even if I don't enjoy it as much as I did the first time, I'm gonna enjoy it. It's fucking Harry Potter. And along the same vein, the last book I hope to read is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This one is the only one that I'm like, if I don't get to, I won't be that upset, because I'm trying to like be realistic with this goal list. I did just get out of a reading slump, and who knows, I would like to read this one at some point. Hopefully if I don't get to it if I don't get to it by the end of this year, by the end of December, I would like to pick it up early in January, so I will read it fairly soon regardless of like the end of the year or not. But it would be nice to finish the entire series in 1 year, because only 7 books, that's not impractical. I should probably plan out these videos better, but this was supposed to be casual. Anyway, those are all the books I hope to get to by the end of this year. Also, the Q&A is coming soon. My husband wants to read the questions, so that's the only reason I have not filmed it yet. But it is closed. Obviously, I'm not taking more questions, and I will pick a giveaway winner soon. I would like to have that done later this week, so keep tuned. Stay tuned. I don't know what to say there. Anyway, I will see you guys at my next video. Sorry that this one was so casual and so not eloquent. But yes, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!